1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3.
Doing the, oh, that's cool. I'm glad we're doing the flag. That's neat.
David's got on his patriotic colors.
That's all right.
No, I'm purple. I'm Marion County purple. Not patriotic.
You might look a little blue on top.
Maybe that's true. On this set, orange looks red.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check. What about my color? Oh, my collar. Sorry. Sorry. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. Students under investigation.
I so hate this.
Do you need help?
Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
We are in T's 1 at the
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
Students under investigation. 2 Ottawa High School students are suspended after a reported assault in gym class. New flags and new stories fly above the Tennessee River.
They've all been donated by citizens of Chattanooga and local areas in memory or in honor of a serviceman or woman and their family.
We have details on how the program to honor veterans has grown over the years.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
Thank you for watching Channel 3 Live at 5. I'm David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. A mom says her child with special needs was assaulted inside the locker room at Ottawa High School. Tonight we are learning 2 students have been suspended.
One for verbal abuse, the other for inappropriate touching. The mother tells Channel 3's Kate Smith she's pressing charges. Kate?
David, the mother asked us not to share her name in an effort to protect her son's identity. School officials tells us they launched an investigation immediately after learning about the incident. But for the boy's mother, it isn't enough. She wants other parents to hear her son's story.
My son was...
This Ottawa mom says her son was assaulted in gym class while he was changing clothes.
A boy came up behind him and had a shoe and was trying to shove it up his rectum. He did have his clothes on, but however, it's still inappropriate.
She says another student made a reference to the 2015 rape of an Ottawa basketball player. 3 students were charged in that case.
He said, remember what happened with the pool cue, and he kind of showed, you know, like a pool stick movement.
Her son's friend reported the incident to a teacher. The school followed school policy and mandatory reporting laws by filing a police report and contacting the Department of Children's Services.
I don't want the kids to go to, you know, have any jail time or anything like that. I just want them to understand what this can do to the other child that they're doing it to.
This is the second time in 2 years Ottawa High School has investigated an alleged assault. This mom wants others to know about what happened to her son, so it won't happen to any other child.
You don't think it would happen to your child, but when it does, then, you know, it hits home. And I just want parents, the children, everybody to be aware and teach their children what they do to other children can affect that child's life seriously.
The mother has retained an attorney, the same law firm that represented the victim's family in the 2015 Ottawa rape case. It's not clear how long the 2 students will face suspension. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office is investigating the case. The children involved could face simple assault charges, and we spoke to the school's principal, who tells Channel 3 they followed all protocols. For now, I'm live in the studio. Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Kate. Dalton police have arrested a man after a woman said she awoke to find the suspect attempting to rape her. The woman was able to stop the assault, and police arrested this man, Jose Mendoza Gonzalez. The victim told police she was spending the night with family members, and during the early morning hours, she was assaulted. As police investigated, they found a bag belonging to Mendoza Gonzalez with a drug pipe with methamphetamine residue inside. He's facing multiple charges, including criminal attempt to commit rape.
New details in a house fire. Officials say the woman pulled from a burning home yesterday is in critical condition. The fire was on Rogers Road in Chattanooga. Right now, the cause of that fire still under investigation. Time now to get a look at this weekend's forecast. Everybody has plans, I hope.
And Paul, this Friday afternoon wasn't bad. Can we look forward to more good weather this weekend?
Yeah, I think so, especially tomorrow. Things are looking good. It's a little chilly right now. Mid-50s, that's about 10 degrees cooler than it should be. And about 48 Nashville, only in the 30s up along the Ohio River Valley, and then in the 20s up into the Great Lakes. It's a cold, cold day up there, and that cold air is going to be sweeping across the Northeast. It's 61 in Atlanta right now. We're about 7 degrees cooler than we were yesterday at this time, and Nashville's about 12 degrees cooler. Looking at the high-res radar, there's snow showers moving across the Great Plains and off of Lake Erie now through north central Ohio, all the way to northeastern Ohio, then all the way down into the mountains in West Virginia. Vipercast is showing hardly a cloud through tonight and tomorrow. We get into tomorrow afternoon. Then we're going to see on Sunday morning the clouds starting to increase, and I think the clouds will start to thicken up, especially later in the day. But the chance for any rain through Sunday is very slim, so it looks like a dry weekend shaping up. That's good news. I've got all the details for the rest of next week on my 7-day forecast.
Paul, thank you. The trial of former executives and sales representatives at Pilot Flying J wrapped up its first week in Chattanooga federal court today. You'll remember 14 members of the company's sales team were accused of shortchanging trucking companies millions of dollars. The trial starts back up on Monday morning at 9.
2 Tennessee officers are injured, and the suspect is dead after a standoff. The TBI has identified the man as Hugh Kyle Hurd of Kingsport, Tennessee. Kingsport police got a call yesterday about a man making threats to harm himself and one of his neighbors. He had warrants out for failure to appear on a previous charge of aggravated stalking. Officers say he barricaded himself inside his apartment and later exchanged gunfire with police. SWAT officers got into his home and found him dead. The TBI investigation is continuing.
In Nashville, a state trooper saved a woman's life whose neck had been punctured when a deer crashed through her windshield. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says Trooper Russell Bernard quickly responded by putting pressure on the woman's neck. She had a life-threatening injury. The deer was hit by a different vehicle and then smashed into the woman's car. She needed emergency surgery and is expected to make a full recovery.
Still ahead on Live at 5, you've seen them lining Chattanooga's Veterans Bridge. After the break, we talk about the history behind those flags. Plus,
we're live at Tyner High School ahead of our game of the week. The Rams are in the second round of playoffs. I'll have a preview right after the break.
Only 11 Tennessee high school football teams in our area are still playing. The Tyner Academy Rams are among them.
They often play deep into the fall, don't they? And they're playing host to Watertown tonight for the second round of playoffs. And look who's here, Jill Jelnick. We see her out there just about this time every Friday talking about the game of the week, and she's always excited. How about it, Jill?
Always excited, David, and once again we have another exciting game of the week. As you mentioned, this is the second round of playoffs tonight, so it's win or go home for head coach Wayne Turner and the Rams tonight. Now, I do want to mention that Watertown and the Rams come into tonight with the same overall record at 9-2, but it's hard to get any hotter than the Rams are right now. They've won their last 9 games straight, averaging 40 points a game in that stretch. They've also outscored their opponents by an average of 30 points. So really this offense has been on fire the back half of the season. But Coach Turner did say that it's their defense this year that has really stepped it up, holding their last 6 opponents to 1 score or fewer. The Rams are led by All-State D lineman Tracy Justice and senior quarterback Jalen Bowens. I talked to both of them earlier this week, and while both of them realize their season can end tonight, they say it's the confidence of this team that will hopefully take them further.
Everybody realized that, but we got the confidence to know that we can take it. So we're just going to go ahead and go in, play our hearts out, and win the game.
We play like another game, just go out, do what we got to do. T got a master plan. Coach Lau got a master plan, so we just got to go out and do what they say, and we come out on top.
The Rams have already doubled their win total from last year, David and Cindy, but when I talked to them, they told me there was one key factor in the difference from last year's season and this year's season, and that's team chemistry. I'll have more on that coming up later at 5:30, but for now, live at Tyner High School ahead of our game of the week, Jill Jelnick, Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports.
Jill, thank you. The Chattanooga community gathered to honor our local heroes before Veterans Day.
And later, cybersecurity researchers found a vulnerability in certain smart home devices. We'll let you know what you can do to protect yourself next.
Tomorrow's going to be a pretty good day looking at all the colors that are probably peaking this weekend. I'll tell you about our next chance for any rain and a peaking next week on my 7-day forecast.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News traffic sponsored by CHI Memorial, ranked #1 in the Chattanooga area by U.S. News. We thank our staff, physicians, and volunteers for their service to our patients and community.
Well, look at this. Everyone here in the studio is surprised that a Friday afternoon looks like this out on the interstates. We've all been talking about it. David, you have anything?
We just want to remind everybody about ML King Boulevard being closed starting Monday. That's going to create a lot of detours. And of course, as always, be on your toes if you're traveling on 27 downtown as they keep shifting lanes as they're making improvements on our downtown highways. Several area schools have presented Veterans Day programs this week, and we attended a special one today at Alpine Crest Elementary. Students honored Catherine Lacqua. She's been a part of the Alpine family for almost 30 years. She started as a sub, there she is on the right, and she's now an educational assistant in the school's STEAM lab. The kids sang for her today and did poems. She helps in the kindergarten classes. They call her the friendly morning traffic lady. She knows every student by name and calls them and greets them every morning. She served 5 years in the U.S. Navy. The school presented a plaque and a gift. The choir honored her in song. Principal Norma Ferber called her a kind and compassionate lady who touches the lives of all those around her in a positive way. On this Veterans Day, we join Alpine Crest in saluting Catherine Lacqua.
Great picture, too. Today, new flags were raised above the Veterans Bridge in honor of the holiday this weekend. Each flag recognizes a veteran from the community. Channel 3's Tim Pham tells us the story behind the flags.
You've seen them line Chattanooga's Veterans Bridge, the American flags that show our patriotism and our recognition of our armed forces veterans. Today, new flags and new stories fly above the Tennessee River. You can't miss them, 30 flags from shore to shore in Chattanooga. They represent freedom, but to some, they mean a lot more.
It means he served our country. He did it proudly, very honorably.
Since 2003, the flags were provided by an anonymous donor. After more than 10 years, the city received word that person could no longer buy the flags. So Scott McKenzie asked the city if he could buy a flag for his dad's 90th birthday.
And when he contacted us with that idea that he wanted to do personally, we thought, oh, what a great idea. Why don't we make that available to anyone who wants to donate a flag?
Today, the initiative has grown. Every 6 months, new flags are raised, new tributes to those who paid the ultimate price.
Every time I go across that bridge, I look at the flags and I know that each one of them is flying for someone who gave his or her life, someone who sacrificed their personal time to protect us.
5 flags never change. 5 in the center of the bridge stay up year-round in memory of the 4 Marines and sailor who were killed on July 16th. Today, new stories fly with them. Different veterans, same meaning.
Well, there's my buddy. Everybody will get to see him up there for at least 6 months. And I'll have to go tell everybody which one it's on and everything.
Right now, the flags through Memorial Day and a part of next Veterans Day have already been sold, but you can get on a waiting list. You can find out how on our website, WRCBTV.com. Reporting in Chattanooga, Tim Pham, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Each family received a certificate signed by Mayor Andy Burke recognizing their service to our country. More information and a map of the flags is on our website. And visit the WRCB app. Click on Top Stories to view all Veterans Day events scheduled for tonight and tomorrow are posted.
You know how you look at things sometimes and you only see the headline? I saw that the first snow of the season greeted people in Cleveland this morning, and I went, oh, really? Wow. Oh, but it's Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, that was a close one. Parts of northeast Ohio are talking about 4 inches of lake effect snow before it's all over. Temperatures are in the upper 20s, but if you factor in the wind chill, it feels like it's in the teens. You know, our pal Paul Barris worked in Cleveland for a little while, I believe.
He's got a big smile on his face right now. I think he's glad he's here.
We're glad you're here too, Paul.
Don't miss it for a second. We're going to talk about the winter, though. I just want to show you something sort of interesting. National Weather Service and other meteorologists have decided that La Nina is forming in the Pacific Ocean. That means the ocean currents or temperatures are going to be a little bit below normal, and that changes everything. Last year we had what we call an El Nino, meant very warm temperatures, and that affects the jet stream. The jet stream is going to be diving down out of the northwest, staying to the north of us, just like I was told you on our winter projection, our winter forecast. And with this La Nina pattern, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. I think on average we're going to remain above normal in temperatures for the winter. Not every single day, but on average, and the colder air is going to stay off to the north, and probably that's where most of the snow is going to form. So I'm glad to see that happen because it sort of verifies what I was thinking anyway, earlier in the year. All right, we got still snow out over northeastern Ohio, up into Minnesota and Wisconsin too. 55 right here, 54 in Cleveland, 55 in Dalton, and 54 in Murphy. Winds out of the northeast at 11. That makes a little bit of chill in the air. 59 was the high, 39 the overnight low, close to our forecast of 59 and 40. And we did not, well, we didn't get any rain, obviously. 58 Lafayette, 60 Dalton, Varnell, 61 Calhoun, even 60 in Ellijay, 53 only on Fort Mountain. Cleveland hit 59, while it was 60 Lakeside, and Red Bank 61 in Trenton and 55 near Ringgold. And then way off toward Pikeville, 56, Cagle Mountain, 53, 54 in Colmont, 57 in Dunlap, and Delano, 57. They got down to freezing last night in Delano, 32, coldest spot I could find. Murphy was 58 and Jasper 63. Well, we just got clear skies coming up through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. We may see a few high clouds starting to spread in, but most of the clouds are going to move in on Sunday, it looks like now. But the chance for rain slim, even though a cold front comes our way. The front will fade out once it hits the mountains. The northerly winds will continue, and we'll start to warm up, I think, into Tuesday gradually. So tonight we're looking at fair skies, but scattered frost away from the city, especially 36. And then we'll see some high clouds tomorrow, 59, a pretty nice day. Tomorrow night, a few more clouds and 41. And then a lot more clouds on Sunday at 56, especially late in the day. 62 on Monday and 64 on Tuesday. That's pretty nice. That's about where it should be. And even 64 on Wednesday, and just a slight chance for showers Thursday and Friday of next week. So viewing the leaves, this will be the prime weekend for it, because next week I think a lot of them are going to be on the ground. They're falling fast.
That hard rain earlier this week knocked a lot of fires down.
No. So check them out this weekend.
And the sunlight should provide a nice backdrop and make it all pretty. We'll still ahead on Live at 5. Hackers target holiday tech gifts.
What you can do to make sure your latest device is safe.
Roy Moore is firing back against allegations of sexual misconduct with a 14-year-old girl that allegedly took place some 4 decades ago. Moore is the Republican nominee for U.S. Senate in Alabama. He's also accused of pursuing 3 other girls, ages 16, 17, and 18, when he was in his 30s. He calls the allegations completely false. Republican leaders say if the allegations are true, Moore should step aside. The actor and comedian Louis C.K. has broken his silence after allegations of sexual misconduct surfaced a few days ago. In a lengthy statement released today, the 6-time Emmy winner acknowledged the stories are true. He said in part that he's remorseful. He said, and I quote, "I've tried to learn from my mistakes." He says he plans to take a break now from the spotlight.
Smart home devices are in high demand this holiday season. Almost any appliance these days can be connected to the internet, but researchers say hackers can use the devices to spy on you. Hackers can use a vulnerability or a bug in the software to get access to your home network. Cybersecurity researchers at Check Point say they found flaws in some LG smart devices.
We were able to hack into other accounts on the SmartThink cloud service and essentially control the home devices, in particular the vacuum cleaners, and access the video camera on the vacuum cleaners.
We've seen that once a device is put onto the network, somebody within 2 minutes tries to attack it.
LG now says the issue with their devices has been resolved. Researchers suggest with any device, make sure to install updates as soon as they become available. It's also a good idea to turn off any features you're not using. Your home router is like a doorway to your network, so getting a secure router can also help protect your devices from hackers.
Good news and bad news. Let's kick it off with the good news. 7 restaurants in our area earned a perfect score this week. Way to go. But one buffet will have to focus on several areas, including extermination. Here's John Martin.
Well, a busy week for Hamilton County restaurant inspectors with over 40 establishments being inspected. 7 of those earned a perfect score. Well, one Chinese buffet will have to focus on a couple of areas here. The new China Buffet and Grill on Cummings Highway scored a 73. That's still a fair score. Their violations included bare hand contact being made with sushi, no paper towels at the hand sink, clean dishes stacked wet, clean utensils stored in standing water, and here's the big one, cockroaches found in the dishwashing area. Now they're going to have to be re-inspected within 30 days. Now in North Georgia, there was one failure at the Crystal on Alabama Highway with a score of 58. Now the reasons stated by the inspector include lack of hand washing, food utensils being out at room temperature for more than 4 hours, lack of hand sanitizer near sinks, and prepared food greater than 7 days old still being sold. They have 10 days to make the necessary corrections. Now, there were some perfect scores, including the Wendy's Battlefield Parkway in Catoosa County. You can see the full list of scores on our website. And as always, remember, if you have a complaint about a restaurant, pool, daycare, or gym, call your local health department. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you, John. I'm thinking about all the things he just listed. Okay.
It's almost like, thank you, we think.
Yeah. How much would you pay to dress like you just left the cleaners, literally?
Well, one company is trying to make a profit off something you may already have in your closet. We'll be right back.
A dress costing $895 was created by luxury Italian fashion house, and you saw it. It's drawing attention for its unusual design based on plastic wrap from a dry cleaner.
It's being sold online. Yeah, people are buying it. It features a paper portion at the top in the style